You've probably seen those appointment setter jobs floating around, but never took them seriously. Maybe it sounded scammy or just too good to be true, but if you're stuck making 15 an hour, that doubt could be costing you 3 to 8K a month. I made 10,999 last month, and my only goal with this video is to break down what appointment setting really is and who it's actually work for. So you stop writing it off and start seeing how normal people are landing remote roles they never thought possible. So you may be asking yourself, what is appointment setting and how do you get paid? Well, the term says it itself, setting appointments. You literally take short 15-minute calls, qualify the leads, and book them into someone else's calendar. You often get a base salary, not just commission, and earn more if the client closes. Take me for example, I'm currently in an offer where the offer is around 20,000 to 30,000. If I book an appointment and the deal is closed, I make 3% out of that deal. Now, if you take 30,000, 3% out of that, that's 900 made, and as well as my paid base salary. So that's basically around what you've been making. Some are 5%, but it just depends. Most roles offer a base pay plus commission model. Example, 500 1K base plus 150 to 200, me 500 900. Some number how it works. There's better offers, there's less, the unicorn offers and shit offers. Some teams offer commission only, but only join those if you're a guaranteed daily lead flow, meaning that you have a consistent amount of leads coming in that you could call. There's a proven closer in place that is actually good and closes deals. You don't want to be with someone that doesn't close any deals because that is just a waste of time. And you've been trained in the process, so you've actually gone through an onboarding. As well has experienced setters that are making 3 to 8K a month consistently because that is important. You gotta learn from them, develop yourself, ask questions, as well as like people that show up to the next call that are actually qualified, leads, like people that are actually wanting to buy the program or like use their services. And it's a legit team, a team that depends on their work, a team that is willing to back you up, a team that is willing to get you on board fast, a team that is wanting to help you throughout the process, that has culture fit, because that's very important. There has to be culture fit involved. When I say culture fit, it means that everyone is helping each other. There is communication involved. There is wanting to help each other, wanting to become better as a team, and the owner of the company actually cares about the people working inside the offer. Because trust me, I've worked on offers that the owner doesn't care, and it's a complete different environment and a complete hassle because there's just people all over the place, people that don't really care about the program, people that don't really care about the prospects. And if the lead owner, or not lead owner, but the offer owner cares about you and specifically the prospects itself, the company is in a better place. So they're willing to pay more, they're willing to increase your salary or whatever it is. Just look for a culture fit. And pay depends on performance, not credentials. So it is why it's accessible. Now, the reason why appointment setting doesn't get talked about, it's because it's just telemarketing or sales. That's what people make you believe. And it's not true. You are not cold calling, you're not collecting any credit cards or handling any objections. Everyone wants to be a closer, but forget what's come first. So, first to become a closer, you need the foundation, you need skill sets, you need to talk to people. That's what appointment setting is for. Now, being a closer takes more responsibility. So, if you want to say, relax, setting your appointments, making some money, don't have to deal with any credit cards, don't get into closing, start with appointment setter. I've seen appointment setter make more than closers with less stress, fewer calls, and way better work life balance. Because when you're great at selling, which citing in this process, in this term, you become valuable to the team, right? Don't let 50K month gurus, warp your expectations. Some people make 20 to 50K a month, but what they don't tell you is their margins are 10 to 30%. They're running complicated businesses, managing teams, and burning out. So as a setter, just show up, do the calls, and get paid without all the extra hassle. So kind of like give you a breakdown on why it's better to start an appointment set if you want to make money online than other businesses. Then closing is very simple. It's the fact that you just got to learn how to set appointments and you got paid based on that. 15-minute conversations, not much of a hassle. All those business models are saying 20 to 50K, and it's just complete bullshit. Those people are 10-30% commission margins, and they're not really making that money they're promising you. So it's BS at the end of the day. This is where the industry comes from. Most of those people make money from selling the programs itself they're promising results for. So if you become an appointment setter for those people and sell the program itself, then you make a commission out of the people that wanted to become a drop shipper, an e-commerce brand scaler, or whatever it is that they want to sell you. And you're smarter because you didn't invest any capital up front, and you're making good amount of money. So if you play the game right, if you source an appointment setter and just book calls for those people that want the shiny objects that want to make 30, 50K, then you are making a commission out of those people that were dumb. So at the end of the day, you played it smart, you learned the skill set, which is setting. That involves a little bit of sales. And if you're good at sales, you're good at everything in life. So that's one valuable skill you learn as well throughout the process. And then when it comes to the setting itself, you don't have to hop on an hour conversation like the closer does and take on the responsibility of actually asking for a credit card. Now, that takes a lot of effort and a lot of draining itself. I've done it as well. That's why I chose to be a setter, because I don't want to people tell me that they need to think about, they need to talk to their wife, they need to go sleep on it. Those are objections that just hit drain you. You gotta handle them, reframe them, and that's not done with setting. Setting, basically, if someone tells you I need to think about it, you could be like, yeah, no worries. You could definitely think about it. What I just recommend is hopping in that conversation for you get a breakdown on exactly everything you're gonna get. Investment, ways to break it down, the process, how we're gonna get you to those 10K months, 20K months that you promised or that you want to get to. Is that a call you want to set up? So everything you could deflect it to that next call. That's why appointment setting is so great. And it's just 15 minutes that you could do anywhere. On a Zoom meeting, which is closing, yes, it's on a Zoom meeting. You're one-on-one with the prospect, so you can't be anywhere you want. You have to be sitting down, listening to the prospect, and locked in and loaded for you to close the deal. So that's another reason why appointment setting is kind of like the best way to get into first. And by the way, I've been yapping a lot of. So if you got a lot of questions or you have any other questions, and you're not sure about appointment setting, if it's the right fit for you, of course, just shoot me over a DM on Instagram. I'll leave the link down below, and I'll try to reply as many as I can. So if you have any questions, shoot over some messages, and I got you. Now, who should consider appointment setting versus who should not? So who should not get into appointment setting? Let's cover that first. If you want to build your own business from scratch, forget about this. If you dream of being a founder, figuring out marketing, sales, fulfillment, hiring, scaling, appointment setting probably isn't for you. This role puts you inside someone else's business, not at the top of it. And that's the most. It's meant to teach you skill sets without stress of building everything yourself. That's why I like it so much, because I tried business before and it just completely went rogue. Like I just had to do with so much and I just didn't want to. If you're extremely introverted or avoid all social interaction, you don't need to be extroverted or super outgoing to succeed. There's plenty of great setters that are calm or introverted, but if the idea of talking to strangers every day absolutely terrifies you, or you shut down real time conversations, this might not be a fit for you. But if you're an introverted that is willing to have a conversation with someone, even if it's remotely, definitely get into appointment setting. It's 15 minutes, someone that you don't know, and you just get to talk to them. Very simple. I actually have a friend, which he's one of my students. I placed him on an offer. He's currently with me. He's very introverted, doesn't speak that much. He's making 5 to 8K a month. Last month he made 8,000 by doing the bare minimum, just talking to people. And I'm telling you, that guy hates people. When I tell you he's introverted as fuck, is because he's introverted. But even if you're introverted and you're willing to have a conversation like you do on a PlayStation, because I know a lot of introverted people speak on the PS5, they have conversations randomly with other people like nothing, and they're strangers, but you're doing something you like. So if you like having conversations, at least on online, that is not in person, because I know introverted people don't like to talk to people in person, get into this. It's gonna be quite amazing. And potentially you become extroverted, I mean, you hop in on calls with different people, strangers. It gets to a point that you're like, oh wow, this is not as bad as I could. You go out, talk to that girl you like, and get a number. So you never know. You might end up being extroverted. There's something inside of you that's telling you you're an extroverted. But yeah, if you are a little bit introverted, don't get a little bit too, discouraged. Give it a shot, because there might be, a way for you to get into this and actually make money. Now, who should consider appointment setting? So, if you want to work remotely without starting a business, this is it. I literally work from anywhere I want. I've taken calls in Colombia. I've taken calls in Miami. I've taken calls in Puerto Rico. I've done it all. I've taken calls on cruise as well. Yes, I've gone on cruises, taking calls, making money. So if you want to work remotely, just have a business, just have Wi-Fi and a laptop, and you're good to go. Of course, if you're not trying to build a personal brand or chasing clients, you just want a high-paying job, remote with flexibility. Setting gives you that. You work online, plug into an existing team, and get paid to communicate. No tech skills or big portfolio needed. So, if you like being rewarded based on effort, not just hours. So if you hate your job right now, then get into appointment setting, because the more you work, the more you make. As I said, if you're tired of getting the same pay every day, um, and putting your hard work and you're not getting paid for it, then get into appointment setting. You qualify leads, you book more calls, and the more hungry, the more coachable you are, you're willing to put in the reps, the more money you make. So if you want to learn a real skill, not just follow a script, then setting isn't just, reading lines. You'll build skills in psychology, tonality, buyer behavior, and communication, stuff that carries over in sales, business, and even personal life. So if you want to become more of, someone that has a skill set that is well paid in the future, then appointment setting is for you as well. Now, if you want a clear path to earn 3 to 8K a month without a degree, appointment setting is for you. Yes, if you're 18. As soon as you're 18 plus, you are good to go. I mean, I've seen other 17, 16-year-olds, people lower, people younger, but if you're 18 plus, you're good to go to get into appointment setting. This role doesn't care where you went to school. If you can show up, stay consistent, and follow direction, you can earn more in the most entry-level jobs from anywhere with just the Wi-Fi on. Now, you might be asking yourself, where would I start as a beginner? So, if you're brand new to appointment setting and not sure where to get start, I've got a few other videos on my channel that walk through exactly what the role actually looks like, what you do day to day, how people land their first clients, and what kind of results are actually realistically starting out. I start there if you want a more detailed breakdown, especially if you're trying to figure out whether this is something you could do. And again, if you're stuck or have questions, my DMs are open. Instagram links in the description below. So if you have any questions, shoot them over, and can't wait to see you in the next video.